right, we are going to go on to Danny's question next. Are you
Danny!
ready to dive back into some personal finance?
Oh, yeah, we're answering questions today. Got it.
All right. Danny says, I'm 25 and I make $60,000 a year. I'm on step 5 of the financial order of operations, but I'm already hitting the 25% investing, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Where do I go next? Am I okay to stop here? Interesting question. Thoughts for Danny?
Yeah, so we have a lot of people that do this, right? They say, hey, based on my income, I did the math and I did my 25% calculation. And by the time that I get my employer match, step 2, and then I max out a Roth IRA, and maybe if I'm married, I max out a spouse Roth IRA, and maybe if I max out to an HSA, I do the HSA. I have exhausted all 25%. And you know what we say to that? That's awesome. Good. Now, the question is does that change? Because when I hear Danny ask that question, 25 years old, that is so young, with so much time, with so much opportunity ahead, I think that sounds great. Now, as Danny gets older, as he approaches 35 or 40 or 45, what are some things that he might need to be thinking that would potentially cause a shift in how he's doing
Well,
that?
let me give the technical answer, but then I want to get to what I think you're hitting on, is that Danny, technically as part of the financial order of operations, if you were reading the instruction manual itself, Millionaire Mission, that comes out next Tuesday, I lay out that you can actually graduate past step 6 by reaching the 25%, which you're at. Now, what Bo is, so you can move on to step 7, even step 8 with that 25% savings and investment rate. But what Bo is alluding to is you're at the early part of your journey, where at age 25, if you went to moneyguy.com/resources and looked at your wealth multiplier, it's going to be huge. So I always say, if that's the case, should you stop? Now, if you're living a miserly life, you're not actually enjoying life because all your money is going towards investing, definitely come off of that accelerator or gas pedal. But I would encourage you, go to learn.moneyguy.com. We actually have a Know Your Number course. And I just want to make sure, because maybe if you're part of the FIRE/FIND movement and you think you're going to lead the workforce and you're in the 50s, your goal's different than somebody who thinks they're going to work until 65. So you have to begin with the end in mind. And that's why I love the Know Your Number courses, because it's going to allow you to use the tool to put in when you want to retire, put in what your savings rate impacts, what does inflation impact, what is your rate of return impact, and pull all those levers so you can find out if you're ahead of the curve, if you're behind the curve, or right where you need to be. And that's going to be really the determining factor, is if you stay right in that sweet spot of 25%, or if you need to kind of put a little more pressure on yourself because you're leaving the workforce early, or you have some other personal goal that's going to put more of that obligation or more of the planning on you to save and invest even more.
Man, 25 years old, saving 25%.
That's great.
That's awesome.
That is so awesome. That is so inspiring, because as we even covered on setting up this show, just so little goes so far on just because the power of your wealth multiplier. And that's why anybody who's watching this, if you're young and you want to get motivated, go to moneyguy.com/resources and play around with that wealth multiplier tool we have there, because it will blow your mind on what your money can become.